everyone, and welcome to episode 111. As is tradition with this season, even though it's kind of coming to a close, apparently I just can't stop experimenting with video types. So I'm actually here with the player Hijacked, if you know him.
Hello. Hello.
Why don't you give a little introduction of yourself?
Hello, I'm Hijacked. I am a pretty cool person on MCO, and I am a fairly new player. So a lot of you might not know me. I joined last year, but I've only been active for the past 1 or 2 months. I recently made a really cool discovery, which I will be telling you guys about in this video today.
Yeah, that is kind of the main topic today. I've known a few people like that where they just log on and then they just I don't remember. I don't remember if it was Mango or somebody else, but they like joined it and they weren't active till like a year later. So real quick, what kind of so obviously you've had some degree of involvement with the Newport Museum, which we're going to be talking about today. But is
Yep.
there anything else you've gotten like involved with on the server, or what is your extent with the museum so far?
Well, with the museum, so far I am a staff of the museum, so I'm a volunteer for it. So basically, I don't have a specific role yet for the museum since I'm the newest staff to the museum, but basically, we're thinking that I might be like a spokesperson for the museum or like a business person for the museum. That's what I want to be at least. That's not confirmed, so don't take my word for it 100%, but that's what
That's
my
fair enough.
involvement in the museum is right now. Um, and obviously I'm a donor. Nightstick is a donor to my mini museum because I also have a mini museum in my base.
Uh,
I do live in South C1's town, Venura or Vera, um,
Verua.
Verua. Yeah, God, I'm terrible
That's all
with
right.
names.
It's all right.
Yeah, I do live in South C1's town. I actually joined the server not because I saw this video, but because of Sal, like himself. I asked like, "Yo, can I live with you?" And he's like, "Sure." So I knew him from beforehand, but yeah.
He's been very I feel like he's been very nice to the server. I don't know if you saw it. I actually have a little home in Verua. It's a sawmill.
Oh,
Um,
that's your place. Oh
it's
yeah, I
around the
know
lake.
that. I know. Yeah.
Then again, I have
Yeah.
like probably like 20 homes across the server by now. so,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so
you're
kind of
good.
going into the meat and potatoes of today. Um, you made a legendary discovery in MCO history, from what I gather. Um,
Mm-hmm.
a very specific item that people are probably already aware of because I took a nice photo for the thumbnail. Um, so you came across a Ender Dragon egg, and now these are one of the most rare and sought after items on the server. I've never even
Mm-hmm.
found one. I know there's three on the server in existence, at least legal ones, but I have no
Mm-hmm.
idea where any of them are. I've never seen them. I know one's in spawn somewhere. And actually, when we were first talking about the new update and how we thought the entire end was going to reset, I was probably one of the most forerunning people saying, I absolutely want this damn egg. But
Yeah.
obviously, that didn't plan out, and I've kind of gotten over it. But so, where exactly did you find this egg, and what kind of transpired after you found it, but before you had the run in with the admins?
All right. So before, so I base on the server. I usually just put on my elytra and I fly around, different bases near spawn, and I try to stay like within general spawn area, and I fly around and I'll go to different bases and stuff. And one day I found a big warehouse, right, with a bunch of chests inside of it, and basically, I opened up one of the chests, random chest inside this warehouse, and there was the dragon egg, and it was the only thing in the double chest. It was just a dragon egg, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, how is this in here? And I freaked out, and the first two people I ever told about it was first messaged Nightstick about it because I trust him, and he's like obviously the owner of the Newport Museum, and he knows a lot about that type of stuff. So, and then I also messaged Sal about it. That's when I got in a call with Nightstick, and then basically what we did was he told me a little bit of history about the Dragon Egg, of how there weren't that many on the server, and all
Yeah.
that type of good stuff. And basically, then he was like, "Yo, maybe think about donating it to the museum." And I was like, "Okay, sure, I'll think about it. Give
I'll
me
be
some time."
honest. That was a very smart idea. Um, I think the best thing it can be is be in the hands of like a well-established player, for, at least for right now, and probably the museum is like the perfect place for it. Like, even I know as much as I wanted one, had I found it, that's probably where it would have gone.
Yeah, and to be clear, I didn't actually donate it. It's on Lens, so
Ah,
it's
okay.
still mine.
Yeah.
It's just in the museum.
For those who don't know,
And
they have
yeah.
like a lens system where if you don't actually want to donate something like directly so they own it, you can lend it, which is basically like you still own the rights, but they're going to put it on display. And anytime you want it back, you just let them know and they'll get it for you.
And then leading up to the admin thing, so leading up to that, so basically what happened was I got in a call with Nate Steek a few hours later. I was like, yo, I want to put it on display at the Newport Museum. I thought about it. I mean, and I was like, well, I shouldn't keep it a secret because I feel like it's really important. And basically he's like, okay, cool, now I just gotta figure out if someone punches it, because if you punch a dragon egg, it teleports. The Newport Museum is in an admin protected area, so it
Yeah,
might have been like excluded from that.
it's
So
called the
basically,
milk zone. So, kind of what happened was, from what I understand, something happened with the admins, and from what I thought happened at first was basically they said, "Yeah, this is an illegal item. We're gonna take it, but we're gonna reimburse you with something like." It ended up being a villager spawn egg, but I was just at the museum a minute ago, and the egg is there, and you also
mhm.
had the villager spawn egg. So I'm really curious how that kind of happened.
All right. Well, I'll get into the story of how the admins actually got involved. So basically, this is how it went down. So, Nightstick told Anna about, can we place this dragon? And can people grief it and take it? Because obviously it's a very important item, and we don't want that happening. Anna said that she would look into it, and she messaged me about it. I was a little bit hesitant at first, I'm not gonna lie, because I was like a little suspicious, like, okay, is she gonna take away my dragon egg? And I was like really worried at first, but then I eventually was like, okay, sure. And I showed her the chest where I got it from. Basically, this is what she said about it. So I did not know this at the time, so I am not a bad person. I want to uh, make that very clear. I may have unknowingly stolen from a dead person.
Wait, like an
Yeah.
actual dead person, or
Yes, like the one, that one mod. I forgot his
witchy?
name.
Witchy?
Yeah, yeah, it was
Oh
his
no!
warehouse. It was really bad.
Oh
So
no, not witchy! It's fine. It's
so
fine. Witchy was a great
yeah,
guy.
I know. I didn't mean to disrespect him at all, but
It's
I
all
literally
right.
did
You
not
didn't.
know that so basically, but I don't think that was his dragon egg, because here's the thing: the reason why Anna took it is obviously Anna couldn't have taken it if it was his, because it was an open chest. So Anna didn't take it for that reason. Anna took it for another reason, and these are the real villains, I feel like, in the story. Are the griefers who actually griefed that place a few
E
years back.
pluribus. E pluribus. For those who are unaware, I believe it was 2018. Um, the server was kind of in a frenzy for a while because there was this group called the EPU who more or less with the use of VPNs and alts before we had like the VPN blocker that we have now would log on in mass and coordinate massive grief attacks across the server. They griefed dozens of places
Hmm.
and they were kind of a thorn in the side for quite a while. So they have a very infamous reputation and kind of like a we don't like to talk about them so much, at least with the staff team.
Yeah, for sure. Well, also, I forgot to mention, at this point we got in a call with Sal, and we started talking with him through
Hmm.
voice chat. And I was in a call with Sal, Nightseek, and me, obviously. And basically, Anna like did a check on it, and Anna had a suspicion, and it turned out to be correct. But the suspicion was that it was left by the griefers, because a lot of the things that they used to do is they would like, it's obviously an illegal dragon egg, so they took it, right? Or like they duplicated it or whatever, and basically they would put these valuable items in random chests. Like they usually would be buried chests, and they would come on with their alts and take it later to have value to them, I guess, and get money to actually like fund their stuff, I guess, in a sense. So that was probably meant to be taken by one of their alts, or it was just forgotten and left, or something like that. Because we don't exactly know, but
It might have
so
happened around the time of their collapse too, so there's always
mhm,
that
definitely.
possibility.
Yeah, so basically Anna was like, "Well, I'm gonna have to take this," and
Ooh,
obviously I was very distraught about that. But then Anna said, "Wait a minute, I could probably give you something in compensation because you did find it after all, and it's kind of disappointing that obviously you found this, you
yeah.
got so excited,
I'll be
and
honest,
you
it's a
lost it."
dragon egg. That is like one of the coolest items on the server. Custom items
Hmm.
be damned. It's a dragon egg.
Exactly. So basically, this is what happened. Anna was like, "Hey, do you want anything?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want something." And then I basically said um, that I wanted a a egg, like a spawn egg. Actually, no, I think at first I didn't say I wanted a spawn egg. At first, I think I said I wanted a knowledge book.
A knowledge book.
The green books. They can get in older versions, though you can't get them in
I
survival. But
didn't.
you know what I'm
I didn't
talking
know that
about?
was a thing. No, I don't personally know, but like I know they would have said no, and it would have been
Hmm.
useless anyway. But straight up, the first thing I would have asked for, command block.
Yeah, yeah,
Completely
definitely.
useless, but that would have been cool.
That would have been a cool block. They probably would have said no to that too, to
Yeah,
be
they probably
fair.
would have said no.
And it was like, "Yo, what egg do you want?" And I was like, "Give me a second." So basically, I said I gave her a second, and then basically, Nightsteak was like asked Anna, "Hey, what if we get a minecart with a dragon egg in it? So it's technically not a dragon egg item, but it's like a minecart with a dragon egg in it, if that makes sense, because you can't actually take the dragon egg out of the minecart."
Well, I'm gonna
But
be honest. I didn't know you could put a dragon egg in a minecart. I've never heard of that before.
she gave it over a minecart to him, and then I said, "Hey, I want a villager spawn egg." So she actually gave us both items. She gave us the minecart, and so we can put the dragon egg in it, and she also gave us the villager spawn egg. So
Mm.
basically, I actually have a screenshot of Anna giving the minecart to
Nice.
Nightsteak. We got those. Kind of freaked out, and then we went to bed. Honestly, I haven't even talked with Nightsteak since the whole thing. I'm gonna be honest with you because I've been kind of busy doing school stuff. I've been at school a lot lately, so
Yeah, I
I haven't really
understand
had a
that.
lot of time. Yeah, and this happened 2 days ago of recording this, by the way.
Yeah.
It is December 6th, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So this happened on the December 4th, 2022.
I'm
Hmm?
curious what the distinction is. Like, all right, so this is something that I know I'm staff. So if this was
Hmm.
something I did know, I couldn't talk about it. But since I don't know, I can talk about it. I don't know why there's such a distinction between a dragon egg and a supposed minecart dragon egg. I honestly don't understand the difference or why that's such a big deal.
Yeah, I think the difference is that you cannot take the dragon egg out of the minecart in a sense. So technically, it's not a dragon egg item.
I guess I just don't understand why a dragon egg itself is so dangerous. Like something that Nightstake, I don't know if you heard about this today. Something he learned the hard way is somewhere back in the MCO code,
Hmm.
there's a plugin that basically constantly checks the server's player inventories for like a handful of illegal items. And if it
Mm.
finds them, it deletes them instantly and apparently displays a
Oh,
message. And 1.7, I knew this because I first heard about it when somebody talked about a sponge block. And I'm like, I want that. And they're like, yeah, but if you break it, it gets deleted from your inventory. And I'm like, oh shit. So, but apparently he was trying to relocate the villager egg, and it got deleted from his inventory, so he had to get a new
oh,
one. Yeah, that just happened when I
really?
was recording B-roll. Yeah, that was like a couple hours ago. Um,
Oh, he didn't tell me about that.
well, like to be fair, it just happened, and Anna,
Yeah,
Briber, and then
yeah.
Anna were online, so I think they solved that problem. But it's like,
I hope they solved
okay,
the problem.
maybe
It's
that
my
was part
egg.
of the reason. Personally, I don't know why it's such a big problem. I'm assuming there's some back end reason they didn't want to do
Yeah.
it, as opposed to it just being because it's a dragon egg. But
Hmm.
I don't know, and I'm not going to pretend to know. That's mostly an admin secret, I guess, for right now.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah,
So,
it was pretty cool. Yeah,
so
and that's pretty what? Hmm?
I was going to say village, not villager steak. Oh my god, I'm tired. Night Steak. Night Steak is the one in ownership of the. So you got the minecart, and Night Steak owns the spawn egg, I believe. Is that correct?
No, I own both.
Okay, you own both. So I'm assuming you also have the villager spawn egg on loan.
Yes,
Okay.
they're both well known.
I'm thinking about loaning a few items myself that I know they don't currently have. Specifically, I lucked out, and one of my alts somehow managed to get one of the vault keys for the
Oh,
when we open the Vatican's vault. So I actually have I believe it's a wood or a stone key, alongside my normal Aether one, which I'm keeping.
sick.
That's my personal trophy. But I wouldn't mind loaning the stone one. And also, I have two pairs of Challenger's gliders. One I got legitimately, the other I paid Philip 200 diamond blocks for. I'm willing to put one on loan, but realistically, I don't think I'm ever giving either of those away fully. Like,
Yeah,
they're just
obviously.
so valuable.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And I think
Yeah.
I originally got one as like a backup. I don't plan on ever wearing them, at least not until I'm like God Kit.
hmm
But they are very beautiful, and I'd love for them to be able to put one on display.
Yeah, and if you guys watching the video have any cool items that you don't think are inside the Newport Museum, definitely message us about it because we would love to preserve those items. And our museum, our
Yeah.
main goal is to preserve history on the server. So,
Well,
just
let
message
me put it
us.
like this: I have seen multiple museums over MCO's history, like probably three or four of them. Some of them weren't that great. Um, and putting my feelings about Snaky Man aside, and by extension Newport a little bit, this is a really good museum, and it's something I really believe should be supported. Because if you want to think about it like this, a lot of us at some point are going to stop playing the server. A lot of cool items like that, and I could name some off the top of my head, just straight up aren't don't exist anymore. Sorry, they don't. It's not that they don't exist, but they're like hiding in a chest that's never going to be unlocked, and it could be put on display for the server. You still own it. You can loan it, and
hmm
you will still own it, but you're able to put it on display and properly show it off without having to deal with the risk of putting it up yourself because it's in a server protected zone, and B, you get to kind of put it up next to all these other cool things. It'll get seen by a lot more people. Personally, if there's anything that you don't hold on to as like a personal trophy or have in your own collection, kind of like a lot of my stuff is, I think it's worth donating or lending. Like, there are a few things I straight up donated. I believe I donated my one and only Posa rep cookie, and I also donated one of my last two 10th anniversary birthday candles for people that helped or participated in the build contest that I ran.
Hmm.
So I've already done my fair share of donating a few very rare, valuable things.
For sure, for
But
sure.
Hijack, do you have any like final thoughts you want to get out there before we wrap this up?
Um, I don't think so. I mean, just if you ever want to say hi to me, you can message me on Discord. I'm in the MCO Discord. Uh, I like I said, I live at Vera.
Varua.
So Varua, Jesus.
That's okay.
um, and yeah, I'm happy to give tours. I love giving tours of this base. It's a pretty cool
Hmm.
base. It's like one of the oldest jungle bases on the server. Actually, it was founded in 2016, so it's pretty old. And
That is
it's
pretty old.
very, it
Wait,
is, it's all like, huh?
was it your base?
No, it is South base, like town, but I
Oh,
live in it.
oh yeah. Um, oh, I thought you were talking about your base specifically. Are you talking about showing off the town?
Yeah, the town. I'll show off the
The
town. I have
town
a pretty
is
cool.
it's small, but it is pretty nice. My sawmill there is also pretty nice. Um, but for those who NH City, because for some reason NHC is still known for some reason, even though it's been like dead for a long time. It's kind of known as like the Mesa settlement that exists. Varua is just south of it. I mean, like immediately south of NH City. So if
Like
you take the
few
NH
hundred
City,
blocks.
no, not even like NH City's right here, and at the south end of NH City is the jungle border, and the city is right underneath that in that jungle. So if you take the
Mm-hmm.
NHC Nexus, granted NH City is a bitch to navigate, because whoever built the well,
We
you can
actually have
tell.
our we actually have our own Nexus warp. It's
Oh, you
in
do?
yeah, we just
Oh,
got it
cool.
a few months ago. It's Lime 1,
Okay,
and
so
it's
there
right
you
next
go.
to the Emerald Mall warp. It's
You can
the yeah.
bypass the Mesa entirely.
Hmm.
I'm in this weird position where I love NH City, but at the same time, realistically going back to it, A, there's like no consistently in the builds, and B, the highways, there's like no main arteries. Getting from one district to another, because there are very noticeable districts, but getting from one to another is a pain in the ass unless you know
Hmm.
exactly where to go. So, anyway, guys, that's gonna kind of do it for us today. I don't want to take away from 4N2's formula. I don't want to take away from his, little series too much. But granted, he doesn't seem to have been doing a lot of interviews lately. He seems to be very behind. He recorded mine over a year ago and still hasn't gotten it out. So, if you like this kind of format, I could do more interviews in the future. If not, I have plenty of other content planned for the next year. Anyway, guys, I will see you all next time, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.